We've been fighting them Chaos boys for a long time now. The Imperial boys before them was easy, but these boys, they too tough for us. They smash us good lest we run.
You talking scared? You a coward! Them only humies!
I's got more brains than you. I says we run. And I says you shut the hell up. I the boss. Questions? Good. We need more boys for these here war before we take the Chaos boys down. Good. This here is the first of the 5 big Ork clans. To take them, we needs to destroy their big war banner. That'll teach them. I wanna get straight into the boys, love. Fighting, and their banners. The banner means you're strong and ready to fight. So all these boys follow their banner. Destroy that, and they got no other banner to follow but mine. That way I get me war, and not have to kill every Gretchen-loving knob around the dish.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the first mission of the Disorder campaign of Dawn of War Winter Assault, where we get to first off play with the Orks, which will later on be followed by the Chaos. Playing with the Orks is actually a very interesting race in my opinion. I am a very big fan of playing with the Orks as of late. They work a little bit differently to the other races, especially with regards to their cap, which will be demonstrated as we progress in this level. So, before I get into the detail of the Orks, let me just explain that for this mission, it's a very straightforward and easy mission. And for the beginning phase, you're going to be targeting the banners, like which I just did. Don't even bother with engaging their forces, because you acquire everything after you have destroyed the banner. So yeah, this is a typical Ork base, and as you can see, the Ork cap for the supply cap is much higher than the other races. It goes over to 100. So Orkish units are not as tough as the other races with regards to, I mean, their health, but they do pack quite the damage with regards to melee. They're very, well, I would like to compare them to the Zerg of StarCraft, where they make numbers and numbers. They do lots of damage based on their numbers, but they die pretty quickly. So the Orks are actually pretty fun to play with, and you can have an entire section of the map full of just their units. So the warboss is one of the 2 commanders that you can have for the Orks, and has got a very interesting ability that boosts their morale and also a little bit of a damage bonus. Gretchen are their builders. As you can see, you can make a lot more Gretchen in one group. And all of the Ork buildings have got guns as well, which is something that I kind of covered in the first Dawn of War. Now, Sluggers are the equivalent to Guardian squads and scouts from the Space Marines, so not the best to use, but we can have big numbers of them as well. So, very good shock troopers, I would say. Alright, so let's get into this level. The critical location is not important, it's just going to give us a little bit of extra requisition, so we're just gonna go and skip that in the meantime. Build more warp banners in order to boost our population cap. Also very nice turrets to use in the more challenging levels, especially when we go into the other Dawn of Wars. And like I said, don't even bother too much with killing off their units.
Time to take down these burner boys. Find their big war banner with flamey things on it and break it good so they follow me.
Like I said, don't worry about the casualties that you will suffer. You'll get all of the Orks afterwards. Just focus on bringing down the banners in this level. Okay, we can capture the strategic points in order to have a little bit more requisition to make use of, especially because requisition is going to be a bigger, no, not a very big thing, but it's gonna be needed as we progress in the level. We do have a lot of backed up supply, not supply resources, but we'll make use of them as the level progresses. So Slugger's gonna have flamethrowers, which are nice, but not the most important. I'm a very big fan of the shoot-up boy squads. They do quite a lot of damage to infantry, and you can get a nice number of them as well.
Now it's time to worship. We take down that big war banner with a rocket on it, and they sure follow me. They don't get any other choice.
Yeah, sorry about the mishmashing when it comes to the volume. I've tried figuring out how to fix it by lowering the volume and so forth, and it doesn't work. So the best that can be done is to just go through it, maybe read the subtitles there on the top side. But the voices of the game mixed with the voices of when they talk, yeah, it's a bit of an annoyance, but we'll make it work. Tank buster squad, so they speak for themselves. They take on vehicles, very effective. The equivalent of horror squads, and for the Imperials, or sorry, the Eldar, the fire dragons. So yeah, we've got a nice big army going on here. Nob leaders, also very nice. Big shooters, very nice. Let's go and get the next banner.
They worship their trucks and the mechs up making them. Destroy their big war banner with truck bombs on its men, and maybe they're wise up enough to follow Gorgutz.
Okay, now time to unlock Orkish mech.
That place is mine now. Oi! That's one big cake. Okay, boys. We got all the counts so far, and this ain't no different. We march in and take the squiggers for us, boys. Sure, their gate is tough, but we kill their power, and the sparkly thing round the gate goes bye-bye. Them power generators are tough. Get me some rocket boys to blow them up fast. Send me to the fight.
Okay, so now, like you can see, we have access to the Orkish mech, and they've got crude mech weapons, but believe it or not, incredibly effective. So the war trucks are incredibly good at taking down vehicles and buildings, while, well, the war track and the war truck, sorry, there is a difference between the two. Difference being, the one is more for infantry, the other one is more for vehicles. The war track, on the other hand, it does have a bomb chucker, which is very good at taking down infantry. So I'm quite a fan of this cheap tank to use in the game. So we're going to be leaving our infantry here in the middle of the map, and instead we're going to take our tank unit to go to this location. We can't go in, so we need something with range in order to take it down. Considering that the war tracks have got a lot of range, that's exactly what we're going to be using. The war truck, on the other hand, we're sending along in order to keep the rocket boys at bay. So we've nearly reached max supply, just to make sure that we have some of our upgrades and things up and running. While they're busy attending to those things, give them flamers, get Nob leaders, little things here and there to improve, and Oh yeah, another interesting thing to note is that orc buildings repair themselves. So you can make use of your Gretchen squads in order to repair it, but it is not necessary. The Killer Can, you've seen a couple of times in the campaign. It's an incredibly strong vehicle. Very good for melee combat, and can take quite a bit of a pounding as well. I would say very effective against taking down infantry, but states it counters vehicles a lot better.
Orks is the biggest and the strongest.
Make sure that you get those upgrades.
I'm the big boss.
Hello?
Orks is meant for fighting and winning.
Best. Sod off. We're under attack. We'll frag them to sod.
And that should be it.
Ready.
I have the power of Gorg and Morg.
What you kids doing? Fight! They ain't dead till I says they did. Who that rumbling?
Now that was funny. Charge, boys! This fight is already mine. I can taste it. Looks like they got this squigget trainer all locked up. I bet he real grateful of our freedom. Bet he trained plenty of squiggets for me if I saved him. Then threatened to kill him.
Okay, so send in the tanks first in order to take down the Killer Cans.
Ready for stomping?
And actually, it is possible to save the Killer Cans, which we can attempt to do. All we really have to do, we once again don't have to kill everything. We can have ourselves a nice little squad afterwards. Let's take a shot. What we need to do is
Gorgutz me a squigget trainer. But before I can get me to squiggets, the trainer must get near them first. You boys, distract those squiggets running wild, so the trainer can get in close and use that cookie juice on them. Then they'll be tame.
so yeah, that is exactly what we're gonna be. Oh, great.
I was thinking.
Well, not exactly what I had in mind.
I'll bring the fighting juice. Who needs operating?
We're under attack.
I'll bring the fighting juice.
Who that whipped me from behind? Send me. I ain't dead yet. Try harder, you Gretchen loving kid. I'm right here. I have the power of Gorg.
Okay, so fortunately the Mad Dog is pretty durable.
Who needs operating?
All we need to do is just get him close enough to the squiggots, and then problem solved. Yeah, he's actually pretty durable. I think it was designed to be this durable in order to just run through. Let's get to that squiggot before... Oh, perfect, thank you!
Now that we all one big happy family, it's time for more fighting. And are they just the Yumi outpost to start the war? And bring the squiggers. We ain't fed them yet. Let's see. The rocket base, mine. The truck base, mine. The burner base, mine. The squiggers base, mine. Hear that, boys?
Okay, that was absolutely awesome and beautiful. Like, he saved himself by doing that though. So yeah, that is the point that I was trying to make. Just get the Mad Dog close to one of the squiggers and then you basically take over this camp afterwards. From here on out, all that needs to happen now is we need to assault the Chaos base. So we're gonna do that just now. Just want to repair our looted tank a bit. We've got 2 squiggers, so there's very little that can stop us. And we are just going to put our units onto attack stance and charge. That's pretty much it. That's what's left to do. So the only 2 things that are important to destroy will be the desecrated stronghold and the machine pit. So we can focus fire those if we want to, but it is probably a good idea to take down their forces as well while we progress. We don't want to end up losing our entire army and then having to rebuild it. Problem with having such a big army, of course, means that they have difficulty moving and you have a lot of units at the back and so forth. So yeah, it's one of the weaknesses with playing with the Orks. The Gorgutz is also sometimes so massive that he can get stuck on certain terrain and not do what he is supposed to do. Ah, perfect. A little bit of extra damage for us. Okay, we've taken out a nice chunk of their army. Now let's finish this.
No pain, no gain. Ready. Fight on, boys. We're under attack.
You can use the rampage ability in order to knock down some of their units. Doesn't always work as nice as it can, but it can target your own units as well, so just be careful of that. But it's a nice way to disorientate their units. There we go, that should be it.
Orc boys answer to me. Who the war boss?
You Gorgutz! You the biggest, baddest warboss ever! You bigger than Nazdrag! You be bigger than Gazgul!
Nobody bigger than Gazgul, you ignorant kid. At least not yet. Now, where's my flying thing? I got me a Chaos boy skull by the name of Lord Troll to claim for me pointy stick.
Alright, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of the first mission for the Disorder campaign. They make mention of the name Gazgul. I would really recommend going and reading up about Gazgul. It's an incredibly interesting piece of lore for Warhammer 40,000. Not related to Dawn of War that much, but way before the events of Dawn of War. So yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Refer it to your friends who would like to learn some more about Dawn of War. And of course, definitely stay tuned for mission 2 of the Disorder campaign, where we will get to play with the Chaos for a change.